90 Days, 90 Reasons. Number 10. Barack Obama is not a robot. This is written by Jim James, and he is a singer-songwriter for the band My Morning Jacket. He writes, okay, who's ready to get their picture taken with the president? This is what a no-nonsense Secret Service agent asked all of us. We had just walked off stage after performing at the National Christmas Tree Lighting Ceremony held every year since 1923 in President's Park, which is just south of the White House. I was honored to have been chosen in 2010 to sing perhaps my favorite Christmas standard, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, accompanied beautifully by the U.S. Coast Guard Band. Talk about surreal, but I had a really nice time and thought the performance went very well considering the level of stress that comes with a high-profile event like that. It was freezing cold outside, but everyone was excited at the prospect of meeting the prez, so we ducked outside and stood in a line by the smaller tent allegedly housing Barack and Michelle. Ahead of me in line was a 10-year-old TV singing sensation, Jackie Avancho, who did sing quite beautifully, and her father. When they reached the tent, the two Secret Service guys on the either side of the door said, "One at a time, sir," as Jackie and her dad tried to enter together. "But she's my daughter," exclaimed Dad. "Well, all right," said the Secret Service dude, and sent them both inside. As I stood there waiting, I must say I was perhaps more nervous than I had ever been in my life, and I'd found myself in some pretty nerve-wracking situations. But before I could think about it any longer, poof, they pulled back the curtain, Jackie and her dad left, and I was ushered inside. It was a narrow tent with a long red carpet leading the way to the President and First Lady of the United States of America standing tall at the end. The red carpet must have been 1,000 miles long. At least it seemed like 1,000 miles long to me as I strolled down the path. But when I reached the end, the pomp and circumstance faded away. And when the pomp and circumstance faded away, and there were two real people who reached out, gave me a big hug, and said thanks for coming. And just like most everything that comes out of their mouths, you could tell they really meant it. They were no longer the President and First Lady in the tent. They were real. Somehow in those 3 minutes they made me feel at ease and conveyed the truth of the human experience, that no one is any better or worse off than anyone else. Standing there getting our picture taken, it was so strange being this close to a real live president. I thought of all the times I'd seen him on TV, especially election night of 2008, watching the tears in my eyes as the Obama family took the stage after winning the election, thinking to myself what so many others were thinking. Finally, sweet justice. A real live person is our president, who has a real live family and a loving relationship with his wife. A president that does not smile like an evil robot. What a revelation it was, and standing right next to them, the feeling was confirmed to me even deeper, that these were real people who knew what it was like to have a real life and deal with real struggles that ordinary Americans face every day. What an incredible thing to see and feel after watching way too many wealthy, out-of-touch presidents and their families take office. Here was something in politics that finally made sense to me and so many others. I was about to start blathering out classic lines like thanks or hey, you're doing a great job, but the Secret Service guy burst in, shattering my reverie, and barked, "All right, kid, move it along. Next." We all laughed at that, and I was on my way. Jim James of Louisville, Kentucky.